What's going on YouTube? This is Jay Xavier Sports. Um, First, I just want to go ahead and get right into the Arizona and the Jaguars game. Just real disappointing. Um, First of all, the game we lost the game because Doug Marrone was getting too cute on offense and wanted to throw the ball late. Should have just ran the ball three straight times, and we would have won the game. So that's number one. But other than that, the offense just has to play better. We have to get out to we have to play with the lead. We have to get out and score points early. All the games we lost this year, it's been those games where we haven't scored early or we let the other team dictate the game and how and how they want to play. That's not how we want to play. That's like a recipe for us to lose. We're not built to come back from down 16-3 or whatever the score was in the Arizona game. So we can't play like that. Blake Bortles has to do a better job early on in games so he doesn't have to come back and make those plays like he did late in the game. Those plays could have been the go-ahead touchdown or the touchdown to pull away instead of having to be the game-tying touchdown. And now you putting the game in Doug Marrone's situation. Now he has to call a stupid game play call because he wants to be stubborn and try to throw the ball. And coaches are going to make mistakes, so I'm not too worried about Doug Marrone not doing the job. He just had a lot of confidence in the offense at that point. But hindsight is 2020 because if Marcus Lee would have catched the ball, Doug Marrone looks like a genius if we go down and score a field goal. So at the end of the day, it's all about execution. So we didn't execute early on, and that's what put us in those situations anyway. So the Chris Ivory fumble early in the game, that really hurt us. Chris Ivory, he just has to hold on to the ball. That's just the bottom line. He's not a good enough player to where he's going to be getting playing time like that if he doesn't hold on to the ball. We have T.J. Yeldon, so but T.J. Yeldon has his problems fumbling too. So I don't know what's going on with that running situation. Fournette seems like he's not getting the same holes he once did. And maybe that has a lot to do with the injuries on the offensive line. But man, it seems like he's not getting any room to run. But it's just one game. He did have 111 yards versus Cleveland, but just in this game in particular, it just seems like lately the running game has been kind of stalling out a little bit. Ever since Fournette really had that injury, honestly. So, but I think we're still currently number one in the NFL in rushing yards per game. So I have to see about that. But I think we are still number one. So, we just have to be a little bit better than that and clean that up. But man, just the mistakes. And then the penalties too. We got to clean up on those penalties too. The refs are what they are. It was a couple questionable calls, but for the most part they were fair. But when Telvin Smith went out with that injury, you can kind of see the game. I kind of felt like we was gonna lose after that because Telvin Smith's one of our most important players on defense. As good as our defense is, he's kind of one of our leaders on defense. So as soon as he went out, I kind of felt like, oh man, it's not going to be looking good from here on out. And you saw what happened. The same play he went out, or the next play after he went out, they hit Lorente McCray with a tight end seam, and he looked, really, really confused. So, and that was a touchdown on that play. So, yeah, it just wasn't good. Wasn't good from that standpoint. But I was happy for Calais Campbell. He got a touchdown, defensive touchdown in the game. Back in Arizona. So I thought that was pretty cool. I honestly thought we was gonna win after that. After that particular play, he went up 17-6, or 17-16, on that particular play. So I was like, man, we might end up winning the game. But Blaine Gabbert drove right down the field and scored a touchdown. So we end up responding with that. But man, Blaine Gabbert just came right down the field, scored, and got the 2-point conversion. So it was just like, man, you don't really expect that from our defense to give up, to let somebody drive down the field, especially that late in the game. That's when our defense is getting turnovers, especially just coming off a turnover. So, you at least expect them to get a 3 and out or have them punt. So, that was really disappointing. So, But and then another thing I was going to mention at the end of the game, why are they not trying to play the middle of the field? It's as far as letting the receivers catch the ball in the middle of the field when in the last drive when Blaine Gabbert was trying to let Arizona kick a field goal. You know he got the ball 30 yards down the field in two pass attempts. That should never happen, especially with our defense or especially just in the NFL period when you know the situation. I think they only had one timeout or no timeouts. No, yeah, actually they had no timeouts, so it was just like you know you got to know the situation. You know they're going to want to throw to the sidelines, and just didn't have that sense of urgency. So, and then you don't expect Phil Dawson to make that kick. Is his old behind. He's been in the league how long? So you don't want to expect him to make that kick. So but we didn't play a good game. We played probably our worst 4 quarters of football all season. So you know that's why I thought it was dumb for Doug Marrone to try to throw the ball and get cute like that. You just run the ball and regroup in overtime. We're a better team than Arizona, and we come out with the win in overtime. So but it's all good. We're still 7-4. We're not complaining. We still have a good season ahead of us. We play the Colts next, so there's a good chance we could be 8-4. So and then I think the Titans play Houston Texans next at home. They're going to be at in Tennessee, so they should be able to win that game too. So yeah, it's going to be a collision course right to the end of the season when we play Tennessee, the last game of the season. So that's pretty much what it's going to come down to. So, but other than that, I did want to get into the reports today about Eli Manning getting benched for Geno Smith. First of all, I think the Giants are stupid. They should have just kept Eli Manning on the field and just let him play. But I think they even asked Eli if he wanted to play because he had a streak going, consecutive games started or something like that. But Eli just chose to sit anyway. So, kudos to him. He's a class act, but man, they should have just let him play the rest of the season because what really are you going to get out of Geno Smith or like learning from what you know about Geno Smith? We already know about Geno Smith. Now maybe Davis Webb, kind of see what he has, kind of see what we got in Davis Webb, or what the Giants have in Davis Webb. But I wouldn't really, I don't really know what they're trying to do. But I think they're gonna fire everybody at the end of the season anyway. But a lot of people think Eli Manning might come to Jacksonville. I don't think that should happen. If they was gonna do it, they would have already did it. Did it by the trade deadline. So you saw how quick they went after Darius. So if they feel like it was a need now, they would have already done it. So I feel like they're gonna probably just stick with trying to draft a quarterback, try to trade up in the draft to get a quarterback. But I hate to break it to you guys, but Blake Bortles seems like he's gonna be a quarterback for this year and next year, unless we try to pursue Kirk Cousins or Tyrod Taylor. But other than that, I don't see a scenario to where we don't either draft a quarterback or have Blake Bortles as our quarterback next year. So I don't see anybody else coming to Jacksonville like that besides Eli Manning. But I don't think we should do that. He's well beyond his prime and he's not that type of guy anymore. So you talk about Bortles throwing interceptions. Eli Manning's led the league in interceptions I think 3 times. So I wouldn't really particularly want him. So, but yeah, just let me know what you guys think about that. But like I said, just enjoy the season now. It's not really panic time, or it's not really panic time for me, or panic mode, or it shouldn't be panic mode for any Jaguar fans. We're still having a great season. We still should win the division. So, it's just a loss. That's all it is. It's just one loss. And, it's the NFL. We're not going to win every game. So I'm not disappointed in the loss, particularly the loss. I'm just disappointed in how we looked in the loss. How bad the offense looked. But it's a loss. At the end of the day, we got to just move on to the next game and play good versus the Indianapolis Colts at home. I'll be there at the game, so I'm gonna be cheering them on. So it's gonna be a fun time as usual at the bank. So I'm gonna make a preview video for that game as well. Give my prediction for that game. I was wrong about the 31-17 win over Arizona. Um, I predicted the offense would, break out in that game. That definitely didn't happen. Kind of did at the end a little bit, but not really. Um, but one thing we need to work on is, giving Bortles more time to run outside the pocket. That would be better for him. And I've kind of opened up the offense a little bit. So maybe, we kind of found something in that. But other than that, thanks for watching. You guys can like the video, subscribe to me. It's Jay Xavier Sports. I appreciate you guys liking the videos, commenting, and all that. It really does mean a lot to me. So we'll see how it is during the rest of this season. I'm going to keep putting out videos the rest of this season. So hopefully we keep getting better on from here. Hopefully we can make some better videos instead of, this disappointing video. Because I hate having to talk about how we looked in the loss. So, but it is what it is. So, the Jags fans, just stay positive. Looking forward to a good home game versus the Colts. Other than that, go Jags.